video. A couple of subjects, kind of, maybe, sort of. Anyway, I think I'll read some of these comments on Snakepliskinist's video. It's entertaining. Moral nihilism came up. Thank you, deterministic one. Obviously, that's really all it is, right? So anyway, so that's worthy of discussion. And, but the other thing I wanted to get to is I like this idea of 100 questions to ask people. I think it could be useful, and if me and Piero ever do something in the future with this whole, editor thing, it'd be really good if, if all of us were profiled, by some questions, and so there was some idea of what category these people fell into. So when you read a comment, it wasn't coming from nowhere. It was coming from, oh, that's that asshole. Oh, it's one of them, kind of thing. Yeah, I would appreciate the participation of commenters, which really I shouldn't even say it, because yeah, they're of no use, right? I mean, there's just nobody of any use here. Really, this is just terrible. It's terribly dismal. So anyway, if you can think of questions, good questions, like, to dissect what a person is, I want to come up with 100 of them eventually. A lot. But yeah, maybe we'll try for 10 to start. To just kind of dissect what a human being is. Like how much time they spend thinking about things, or playing with things, or what entertains them, or, how preoccupied they are by the troubles of the world. I mean, these kinds of, how to best solicit this information from people to understand what makes them tick. Yeah, so I kind of want to do that. So if you've taken, there might be personality profile pages out there on the internet. I don't look at any of that crap. And maybe there's one that has already good questions on it. You can steal those, but post some of them, the best ones you think. Ones that are good at just, oh, yeah, that's a good question. Couldn't hurt. So anyway. And if not, fine, because I'll do it anyway eventually. But it's always this eventual thing, If I have to do all the work, it takes longer. Yeah, it does. Yeah, unfortunately. So anyway, it's stuff I'm working on too. I got this stuff, always stuff, working. So yeah, I might as well get to this nihilism thing. So anyway, this is sort of an important thing, and I don't think anybody could miss it. In most of my videos, there's some indication of it, that I derive value, an understanding of value, based on the sentient experience. I don't think anything else has value. Rocks don't. Things that don't feel don't create value. Things that feel create value. And the only way something in the universe could have value is in some way it has to implicate things that can feel. I mean, if it's threatening things that can't feel, like if an asteroid's threatening to crash into a planet that doesn't have anything alive on it, and never will, and it can change no feeling thing's destiny by crashing into the planet, then it can't mean anything that it crashes into the planet. Like if two galaxies collide and, smash into all this stuff, smashes and radiation, yeah, it all doesn't matter unless there's something that could go, ow, 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 this really hurts, stop, stop, stop. If that can't happen, then there's no consequence. There's no value created. There's no value implication. So all value is derived through sentient experience. And that sentient experience can be easily understood as being on a scale. It doesn't matter whether you put a 0 in there or not. I think there's obviously a 0. There's a decidedly negative and a decidedly not really negative. I think everything's on that side of the 0, actually. Well, that side. But that doesn't matter. The point is that we know that they're relative. That there's one that's better than another. Or there's a feeling that's lesser than another. And so all automatically you have value created here. You have a value scale. You could say that something's a lesser state. And as soon as it can be in a lesser state, you could say there's a ethical or moral imperative to elevate the state. That's what ethics and morality would be devoted to if you are following me so far. I mean, if you've accepted what I've said so far as being the premise and logical, then the next logical step would be to say that there's absolute morality, because we can say that, yes, there's absolutely a difference between feeling this way and feeling that way, and on a scale, okay, they're different. They're either less negative or more positive, but they're more something than the other thing. The feelings are qualitatively different. We can say that kind of objectively and absolutely, that there's a qualitative difference. Now, you can disbelieve that, but I'm saying that there's no rational way I don't think you can do that. Our personal experience tells us that. There's no evidence saying that our personal experience is stupid or non-receptive to reality. That's not true, that these feelings are different and that they are on a scale of good and bad or better or worse. So I just don't see any room for an argument here. You can't be a moral nihilist if you accept this premise that value is created by sentient experience. Now, if you think the only way value exists is because somebody makes a moral edict or says that chocolate cake is good, period, and then it's like written in a stone somewhere in the universe, well, yeah, by that premise, I'm a moral nihilist. I don't believe there's anything written on a stone that says a certain particular kind of cake is good. Okay, now if it says it's written on a stone somewhere that we have relative feelings on a qualitative scale that goes from, good to less good or bad to more bad, I don't think that can be argued with. So you're an idiot if you're a moral nihilist or an ethical nihilist. Yeah. Alright, so I'll read some of this shit. It's pretty funny how oblivious inmendham is projecting here. How obvious inmendham is projecting here. That's not a good sentence. I read it badly, but it's pretty funny how obvious inmendham is projecting here. It should say obvious it is that inmendham is projecting here. Apparently everything that disagrees with him is stupid and so dumb. So this is another one of these things where I just say, how can you logically think any other way? I mean, stuff I'm not too sure of, like, I'm the greatest lover in the universe. Right? Now, that's a fact that I believe. But I don't sit there and sell that one on the internet. I don't go on the internet saying, I'm really sure I'm the greatest lover in the universe. Because, yeah, that's not something I'm sure of. Now, the stuff I'm sure of, I talk about. I talk about stuff that I'm pretty confident about. Let's just say I'm pretty confident. Okay? Sometimes I just speculate, but my speculations are usually pretty rational, so I always usually win with those. So, yeah, why wouldn't I think that if somebody disagrees with me, that they're wrong, and that most of the things I'm arguing about are really simple? I mean, it's just like basic biology, basic psychology. So why wouldn't I think they're stupid? I mean, you sit there and say I'm projecting. No, I'm just saying that there's no, there's no way you can miss this. I mean, if you saw it on the street, you'd recognize it. Okay? I mean, if you see some guy in the street, I don't know, picking stuff out of his pants and eating it, you'd say, ooh, creepy. It wouldn't be hard to figure it out. So this is just, I mean, what am I supposed to say? That the people who disagree with me are, oh yeah, they're quite possibly the most brilliant people on earth. No, that wouldn't be, but that would be idiotic. It'd be idiotic for me to have opinions and express them if I wasn't damn sure of them. People must be idiots to point these things out. What did you? Didn't point anything out. You didn't say anything here. You just took a cheap shot at me and provide no evidence. So again, if you think I'm wrong, then you should demonstrate that I'm wrong. Okay? But just implying it or saying it without anything, that just makes you shit. So you're not only stupid, but you're shit. You're a fucking shit. You're a shitty human being. There. Would it be wrong to conclude that you are a moral nihilist? So there's the deterministic one asking the question. And so he read, Snake read the Wikipedia page, and according to that, yes. And so here's actually the definition. I don't know why deterministic one said this one. Then how can you say that right and wrong are subjective? Well, subjective means that kind of just made up, right? I mean, subjective means, personal psychology. And personal psychology is not the truth. Personal psychology is like when I say I'm the greatest lover in the universe. That's sort of personal psychology. Anyway, wiki. Moral nihilism, also known as ethical nihilism, is the meta-ethical view that nothing is intrinsically moral or immoral. So there we go. So what I'm saying is that imposing pain or imposing a lesser conscious state on somebody is intrinsically immoral. We're talking about just that, a fact. Not imposing it on a child molester, not imposing it on a criminal, not imposing it on the great-great-grandmother of the guy who will invent, double soda. No, I'm talking about just in and of itself, it's wrong to cause more negative sensations in the universe. If you're making more negative, less positive sensations, let's just say less positive. If you're creating less positive conscious sensation in the universe, you're doing something wrong. If the net effect of your influence is a lowering of conscious comfort, that would be ethically and morally wrong. Not complicated. In fact, nothing is intrinsically moral or immoral. So again, I don't have any use for the word moral or immoral, frankly, but intrinsically valuable, I think, is true. I think it's intrinsically, conscious states are intrinsically valuable. They create value. They generate it. That's just a fact, I think. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, telephone. How charming. Till next time. Historical Society questions. I did a website years ago, for the town, and so I put up some history stuff, and so everybody thinks I know the history of the town, and so like they find a bottle in some town that says something on it, and all of a sudden they want me to tell them where the bottle came from, and it's like, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of funny. Jeez, the internet. So where was I? Right and wrong exist entirely in the minds of people. So there's the real statement. Right and wrong exist entirely in the minds of people. So that's basically saying there is no value. I mean, right and wrong would be based on value. If you knew something had a negative value impact, you would call it wrong. I mean, it's pretty easy to fix this poor language. But I mean, you can't miss running into the words right and wrong. Should be capitalized, I think. If you recognize the existence of value. And if you don't think value exists in the welfare of sentient beings, then you're basically saying it doesn't matter whether 6 million Jews die in a Holocaust or 6 billion. That it's totally irrelevant to your conscious recognition. That you don't think in the reality it makes any difference whatsoever. And I think if you're that stupid, we ought to pave roads out of your bones. I mean, that's just too stupid. It's too fucking stupid. So back to you, dumbass. I think that's just too fucking stupid. If somebody can't recognize that it does matter, in fact, and that it would be right to limit the number of people who die in Holocausts. That would be the right thing to do, and the wrong thing to do would be something that would cause more people to die in Holocausts. To suffer and die in Holocausts. Yeah, dying ain't so bad, it's the suffering that's the bad thing. Okay. Entirely contingent on the internal states of said people. So again, it's about the witness, it's not about the victim. So the woman's being raped isn't a crime, the rape isn't a crime, the pain she feels isn't a crime, the humiliation she feels isn't a crime. The only thing that's a crime is that a witness might walk by and say, "Ooh, isn't that horrible?" Sorry. Ergo, they are subjective. So, sorry. Just too stupid, right? I mean, I can't say it. There's nothing else to say. So, yeah. These are the kind of questions I would like to solicit this out, so we know ahead of time. Like right on this guy's icon, it could say, you know, have a little icon for moral nihilist, which would, you know, skull and crossbones or something, just so we know what kind of moron this is. So every time he commented, I could just say, oh, it's one of those fucking insane, creepy guys. Oh yeah, ooh, yeah. I'm not interested in touting my own horn, tooting. But someone needs to get the fucking point already. Oh, I don't know. He posted a video. Should we go to see it? I don't know. Alright, well, I'll do my little... You know, I can go see these videos if I just take the V part with the equals thing and then I load my tool thingy. What the hell is that? I haven't used it in so long. It's not even on the top page. But anyway, it should just load the video if it's working right? There it goes. Hey, it worked. Pretty good. Antwood responds to comments about Fatty Boom Boom. Why would I want to see this? Oh, it's a humor thing, I guess. Well, it's taking too long to load and has an ad on it, so fuck it. I think we'll pass on that fella. Hey, what the fuck? The comments are all fucked up.
Capacity to be harmed.
Why do they do that?
People can't appreciate that that's the thing that's the most precious to them. Is harmability.
Why'd they do that?
I didn't want to do this emo
I was on the comments page.
Like,
you didn't want to do that. Oh, he was doing the little hair pulley thing. Isn't that cute? Anyway, let's go through some more of this just to see if there's anything worth anything. Let's see. Moral relativism is 7 syllables. I can say it in 4. The obvious. I don't know what that means. I guess I am blurring the thin line between moral nihilism and moral relativism. It would be wrong to conclude that you are a moral relativist, i.e. there is no objective ethical statements. Well, yeah, he didn't give a rational response to that. Sorry, that was something new in there. So, hot retarded chick. You know, so I'm sure she's not a chick. It's some fucking fat retarded turd. Anyway, I think you two should be friends. I think you'd work well together. Well, yeah, I'd probably be a good turnip farmer. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could be, but yeah, I can't really be friends with moral nihilists. It's impossible. I mean, they're too stupid. They're too fucking stupid. Very entertaining discourse going on here. Throw some rat babies in there and you got a primetime television show in the making. Yeah, I don't know about that. It might take a little more than rat babies, but whatever. Yeah, people are easily entertained, as they say. You know, but they don't want anything like real in their entertainment. Hey guys, I'm 90% not a serial killer. Don't be alarmed. I don't know. Well, there's eating meat. Then there's discovering fire and being able to cook the meat, which besides the fact that it's better for us to eat cooked meat, it's also a lot easier for our digestive system to break down if it's already cooked. Well, it's not about just easier. Okay, you want to lose weight, eat raw beef, and you'll lose weight. Okay? Meaning we use a lot less energy in our stomachs, meaning we no longer need such large stomachs, and we suddenly have a lot more time and energy for other parts of our bodies and lives. Well, this is just a pile of shit. There's no evidence that our biology has radically changed in such a manner. We've only had fire for a couple 100,000 years at the most, so you know, we probably haven't been eating meat all that long, and there's really evidence that even just 40,000 years ago, humans were cutting an awful lot of grass. Okay, the most numerous tools they'll find in the oldest archaeological sites are cutting tools for grass. It's not one aspect, like you said. It's chicken and egg. Well, whatever. There's neither enough chicken or egg for you know, until you got farming. You know what I mean? Until you industrialize that process, meat's not going to be the way you survive. There's no indigenous populations, very few. Well, there's probably none, but whatever. Let's just say very few indigenous populations live on a high meat diet. Okay, they live, if they eat meat, it's part of their diet, not the substance of their diet. So you're not even doing it the way they did it, even when they did it, and they did it because they were dumb animals, not smart humans. God damn it, YouTube won't play this video. Fucking annoying. Yeah, well, YouTube sucks. You're not a human, that's why you'll never get it. Now, why don't you please do humanity a favor and die in a fire? I'm asking nicely. Well, you know, it's probably a little bit rude. Objective morality. What objects ought and ought not to do equals physics. So whatever, you want to put morality or ethics or value into a discussion about physics. I think that's really stretching it. You could argue that logic, or the mathematical relationships of things, is part of physics, and I would argue that the logic of recognizing consciousness as an experience, and then recognizing that consciousness has relative states, either more good or less bad, or more bad and less good, and that relationship between less and better, or lesser and better, can be defined as some sort of physics relationship or mathematical relationship, and therefore a logical relationship, I'll concede. But otherwise, I think it's just really fucking stupid to try to talk physics and value. I think it's kind of just fucking stupid. Idiots. What is traditionally referred to as morality can at most be intersubjective or perhaps hypersubjective, which on the other end of the spectrum from objectivity. The concept is so simple, it is strange why so many don't get it. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. The concept that we have a consciousness is established fact. That's an objective truth, in my opinion, that we have a consciousness. That consciousness can be in states that are qualitatively different from lesser to better is, in my opinion, objective fact. So now deal with those two objective facts and then try to explain this bullshit, asswipe. Agent Smith is Smith with two F. Smith? Agent Smith? It's Agent Smith is. Idiot. Some fucking pink-haired person. Wow, the guy really is a waste of carbon, isn't he? Yikes. Dude, you're fucked up. Oh, God. Lame-ass bastards. Okay, LOL at IQ less than 180. Okay, his IQ is less than 180. Oh, I get it. I don't think his IQ is 164, but whatever. For the record, I watched the Mendham's video earlier today, and I practically fell over laughing my ass off. Well, I bet you have lots of fat ass to laugh off. The way he just didn't know how to deal with you was priceless. I think I fucking dealt with him pretty pricelessly. I specifically got a kick out of how, according to him, wanting animals to suffer. I never said people want animals to suffer, but go ahead, play your retarded game. With on the suffer as a source of food is highly immoral. So this is his sentence. This is a retard calling somebody a retard, and this is how he writes a sentence. Wanting animals to suffer as a source of food is highly immoral. I never use the word immorality talking about vegetarianism and animal rights. This is too complex an idea for you, that it's wrong to torture sentient creatures for your convenience. Okay, so anyway, I don't know. So he specifically got a kick out of incomprehensible sentence. However, if you're someone he disagrees with on the internet, well then, it's perfectly okay to laugh at the idea of your painful demise. Yeah, it's sort of like when the villain gets killed in a movie, and you say, oh, fucking great, you know? Oh, he's getting the rhinoceros dick right in his ass. Ooh, super. Yeah, you like it when assholes get what they deserve. When the evil get exactly what they deserve, it makes us feel good. I don't want you to get anything more or less than exactly what you deserve. If you can show no empathy, you should get no empathy. If you're going to impose suffering, you should suffer your fucking ass off. Like laughing your ass off, you should suffer your ass off. So everybody should be as morally nihilistic about your suffering as you are about their suffering. That's called justice. Yeah, just desserts. Shit for brains. It's like he was slapping himself with a hypocrisy dildo. Yeah, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm saying I want you to get everybody to get exactly what they fucking deserve. Gee, that makes me a hypocrite. Let's go find out who this ramshucka is. Just for fun. Do, fat ass retard on the internet. Let's see if he makes any videos. Probably not. He's only got 5 subscribers. Oh, look at that. Regarding Occupy. There he is, baby. Maybe that's him. Let's see the retard. Let's see the retard. It ought to be. He's probably got an ad in his video. I got 5 subscribers. I can earn 14 cents. Dum. I'll make a video.
A whole lot of videos for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Equipment sucks.
Yeah, I'm retarded and I'm stupid
Way
and
too much
energy
energy.
I fart too much.
Something I
And
don't.
I don't know how to think if I'm not in my NASCAR model NASCAR 520 engine and such. I'm 100% duty fingery thingy. Finger jive. Way to go, Wall Street guys. You know how to serve it up, baby. You're gonna save us with your giving pizza to the homeless. How exactly does that stop the rich from laughing their ass off at us? Oh, well, never mind. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a plan or a candidate or nothing. No. Just eat pizza and the rich will go, holy shit, they're eating pizza in the park. What do we do? Alright, that's not logical either. Never mind, I don't make videos. I remember now why I don't make them. It's because I'm a fucking retard. Yeah, so why do you bother? You write a paragraph of crap and you make a video that's stupid. Oh, and Skyzer's next. From dumb to dumber. Oh, super. The logic of the universe forbids it. Yeah, try telling that to Gary. Yeah, well, again, I've explained the logic. It's really not that complicated. You either believe sentient creatures exist or you don't. So you want to say we don't exist, that feeling things don't exist, go ahead and say it, but you're fucking retarded. I guess the universe has some fucked up tricks. Ha ha ha. Yeah, these people can't figure out that sentient things exist in the universe. They can't figure that out. They have no clue. They can't tell the living from the dead. They can't tell the conscious from the unconscious. Amazing. It's so funny. He owns himself. Duh hee hee. Second. The first part. Value judgments are not the same as facts. Yep. So when we assess the value of how we're feeling and we say I feel great or I feel shitty, that's not a truth. You don't feel different. You feel exactly the same. The two states, shitty and good, are exactly the same thing. There's absolutely no difference, and you might as well go sit in a concentration camp and starve to death and get typhus and die, because it's just as good a time as going to Disneyland. Yeah, that's Skyzer logic. Woo! Don't buy any. Oh, these people are so fucking dumb. Gary does have a point. If you can't distinguish a turnip from a Jew as a professional turnip farmer, then you are stupid. Yeah, that's a pretty good point. I mean, really, he should know the difference between a turnip and a Jew. And also, how do you know you haven't been planting and farming Jews all the time? Well, that was a good comment. So there's a semi-witty person. Let's see. Snake. Oh, you responded to that. Okay. Listen, I respect your logical analysis and various views, but understand mine here. I have killed more people than you have met during my government work. So you did some government work where you killed people. Legally? You know, I mean, what? You're a warrior? Is that what you were? You're one of those really smart guys that goes into the military because, you know, they can't get a job washing dishes? In order to do this without going totally insane, one must switch off the inhibitors that prevent such actions. Oh, you mean that logical process that takes place where you say, oh, why am I killing this guy? Oh, that's right, so the rich people can get richer and I can kill these poor people and steal their shit. So the rich people can steal their shit and then give me some little pittance for it. You know, get my mercenary blood money. Yeah, you have to turn off that part of your brain. That's right, the part that does logic. Okay, I got it. Once one does this, there is no difference. Well, I guess that's right. Once you sit there and hit yourself with a hammer enough times, you become an idiot. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Intelligence is not a factor. Intelligence is computation. Well, does that make any sense at all? It's computation in the context of our circumstance. So, yeah, if you were just adding numbers arbitrarily, fine. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what is the truth. We're using the computation device to dissect the reality and explain what has value. And you're saying that you basically shut off your computation device and you no longer find use in it. And so now you're going to tell me what the truth is, even though you've already, not only are you blind, you know, in one eye, you've turned off the intelligent eye. And yeah, I mean, just now you're double stupid. Apparently one of us can't spot a joke when we graze upon it. Well, I think he did. Fuck, in my defense, I'm coming down from serious Adderall binge. Oh, this gets better and better. His video is 26 goddamn minutes and I needed chemical assistance. Whatever. So you can't use your computation device because it'll make it glaringly obvious that you're a fucking sellout blood money mercenary cunt who should kill himself for being a fucking cunt, and you're also a drug addict. Okay, that's just getting so much better. I fucking hate uppers. Well, whatever. I love them. I do hate my ultra efficient liver, which denatures my beloved drugs. Well, it does take it a while, though. But anyway, whatever. They make me all jittery and nervous and have terrible come down. Strangely, I drank like 10 coffees today. Oh, whatever. Drug talk. Skid Row Radio. Yay. I don't think the fact that you had to compartmentalize your experience like that helps you here. I think it shows that you have had to break your psychology in order to deny an inherent truth about reality. It's not just inhibitors that you switch off to think there's no difference. It's logic too. There you go. It's logic too. Not that Skid Row Radio, like, it's good that Skid Row is, you know, making this point, but yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, if it was Einstein, it would be more, yeah, then I'd really have him. But it's pretty good. Skid Row is okay, guy. You broke yourself. Well, that's a good line. You broke yourself. That's damn right. You deliberately are broken your brain, become some kind of moral nihilist. I can't tell things are conscious. I can't tell anything feels. I don't know anything about any of that. I just know what I want, and I'm just going to take what I want, and this makes it really easy to do that. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, okay, your life is easier now because you don't have to give a fuck about anything you do and its consequences. But that means you suck. You don't acquire some super cool Spock insight into reality just because you had to pretend killing a person ain't no thing. Fuck, you really suck. Yeah, you got that part right too. I say he sucks too. What government work, by the way? You know, really. Oh, let's see if we got a response from the old snake. It's not compartmentalization, it's social animals. We have an inherent bias towards antisocial behavior. What is that? We have an inherent bias towards antisocial behavior? I mean, we have an inherent bias in recognizing that maybe we shouldn't do unto others if we don't want it done unto us? Oh, I think that's called logic again. Being a mail-order psychopath, I can appreciate both the pure factual and the emotionally biased perspectives. Well, what's the point? Being a mail-order psychopath. Okay, so why are we interacting with fucking psychopaths? Why do I have to do that on YouTube? Why can't I have people make response videos who aren't psychopaths, drug addicts, murdering, mercenary, fucking animal blood-sucking cunts? Also, how about you don't fucking judge me? Oh, look at that. I carry the burden for that shit. If it wasn't for me, it wouldn't have been some incompetent goon who cost a hell of a lot of more lives. It would have cost, an incompetent goon would have cost a hell of a lot more lives. So if I didn't have, efficient killers like you? I mean, were you there for the pyramid stuff and everything? Did you make, naked human pyramids and things? Fuck! Sorry for the "you suck" thing. It just really grates to hear those types of rationalizations. I know there are good soldiers too, but they don't make excuses for that shit. They call it out. Yeah, well, good enough for me. Let's see. Damn. Now that I've sobered up, it's insanely obvious this is a joke. Maybe I should ease up on throwing chemicals at my brain. Nah. I'll just keep doing it. Nah. So he's making all kinds of excuses. He had to turn off his brain years ago so he could go kill people for money. And, then he's had this horrible blight of having an affection for uppers. And what else? Shenanigans. There was no whiteboard use. I agree that humans are special in their, whatever. But such a judgment requires unproven axioms. Well, whatever. I mean, yeah, it's unproven that consciousness exists. Whatever, fine. I am highly rational and therefore value rationality, objectivity. We are not in any way better than any animal. Well, it's just idiotic. You made a video defending the, just the completely, what's the word for not even giving it any thought at all? Slaughter, torment, torture of animals. A video that basically said things as disgusting as the suffering makes it taste better. You defended that rhetoric, you glorified it, you pointed to it. I mean, fuck you. Really, this is just bullshit. I think we finally found something to disagree about. Whatever. Come on, if I'm ignorant of Gödel's incompleteness theory, come on. As if I'm ignorant. Oh, okay. Goodles, whatever his name was. See my shirtless video. It will help. No, I'm not doing that. Let's see. What else? Anything else in here? Alright, yeah, I've gone on way too long. I hate emotionally manipulative tripe. I also hate people passing their stupid fucking opinions off as factual. Yeah, what the fuck? Why are you bothering? This guy can't even tell the difference between objective and subjective. Yes, I can. And I think the argument's on my side, but for brains, because I'm acknowledging the existence of consciousness, which you aren't doing. You are saying you are quite literally saying there's no difference between a living human and a dead human. You're doing that. The physics is identical between the two, you stupid fuck. The only thing that makes it different is one is running and one is not running. And running matters. You stupid fuck. Seriously, he's not worth the time. Yeah, well, let's see who you are. Nietzsche fucker. Yeah, see, I told you this Nietzsche guy's evil. Just no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Oh, no. Indeed. I don't think we're going to have no videos. Too bad. Yep, no videos. Yep, this crap. Little YouTube tunes. Gee, how exciting. Fucking asshole. So anyway. Yeah, fuck these guys. Yeah, I'm going home. So anyway, these people really suck. Look at all these comments though. Just get a lot of comments. Yep. But yeah, mostly stupid comments. So what's the point? What's the use in it? No, that's right. No use at all. Oh, here's the guy talking about my personal life. I think he's a profound lack of control issues myself, but I'm no expert for all this bluster. His condition is definitely a factor. He has talked about it in 1 or 2 of his videos. Yeah, see. So again, some guy is going to say because I have an anxiety disorder that somehow he can hold that over me. Yeah. Alright, so we'll just say that because Snake has 1 eye, we'll just say he only has half a brain. Yeah, that seems fair. God, you people just suck. Another guy they should pave highways out of. Anyway, let me put it this way. I don't like animals. I don't like that animals suffer, but I'm capable of seeing things in a broader context. Oh, this ought to be good. He can see things in a broader context. Gary is depressed and miserable. Fuck you. Prove it. Well, I am depressed lately, but it's not, has nothing to do with this shit. Because he's suffering. He feels powerless. He, empathizes with animals who suffer and powerlessness. Wait, with animals who are suffering and powerless who are, I guess that should have been. He pushes his point about the animal suffering as a way of deflecting the real issue, i.e. his own suffering and feelings of powerlessness. Well, again, that's not the subject. It's always been the same subject for me, okay? I looked out at the world and I said, oh shit, I don't want that to happen to me. Oh shit, I don't want that to happen to me. Oh shit, I don't want that. It wasn't like shit was happening to me. It's like I saw the shit in the world and said, holy shit, I don't want that to happen to me. I kept trying to say, well, how do I avoid these pianos? Because these pianos keep falling on everything around me. And that kind of rationally scared the fucking shit out of me. Because I'm like, why the fuck do I want to walk around in a place where a bunch of pianos are falling out of windows? That would be stupid. But you can't get that. Well, you can get that, but you just don't care to get that because this is easier. It's easier to attack my character than it is to attack the arguments. Yeah, because you're pussies. You're a fucking pussy. Pussy, pussy, pussy. Big army killer. Yeah, I think you're a pussy. Oh, another pile of crap from Snake here. Let's see. Of course, Gary is suffering. How can you not see that? It leaves an indelible imprint on the way of seeing the world. Well, I mean, I've said that before. You can't have knowledge of something without some experience. You can't opine on the subject of drugs without using a few drugs. I mean, it's just a truth. You have to know suffering to talk about suffering. You can't know it unless it's gotten inside your house. It's etched into his face and his mannerisms. So now we're going to talk about my face and my mannerisms. I'll talk about your face and your mannerisms. Yeah, you can tell you're a fucking one-eyed drug addict. Okay. His psychotic pain is palpable. What? His psychic pain. Again, no, that's my psychic empathy, shithead. I have it pretty good. I really have been incredibly lucky. I've gotten through 50-some years here, and I've been really, really, really lucky. And that's making me a little paranoid, just because, holy shit, I've been pretty fucking lucky. Anyway, he's not doing anyone any good by presenting his opinions. Well, fuck you. You're the one that's evil, you dumb shit. You don't even get it. You're the one that should be made into a fucking goddamn expressway. Oh, jeez. However much he may or may not agree. Well, of course I don't agree. That's right. I think you're evil. I think what you're spouting is evil. I think you're the creep. I think you're the motherfucker who's done the world no fucking good. I think you fucking suck, you money fucking whore, mercenary, blood-sucking motherfucker. Animals blood-sucking also. as facts and the only intelligent choice. Well, whatever. Try to make yourself sound like you give a fuck, that you have some sort of sense of empathy when you've already admitted you're a moral nihilist. You've already said, yes, the suffering does make the animals taste better because it relieves cortisol or some kind of bullshit. You come up with some kind of theory that explains why you think animals taste better because they suffer. So, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. See, I've lived in the wild for stretches here and there. It's kill or be killed. Yeah, really, the wild. What was trying to kill you in the wild? And you have to eat more than berries. Well, how come bears don't have to? They're really big. And shit, if you want the strength to do anything besides forage all day. Yeah, well, like I say, bears seem to get by, and they're really big. It annoys me hearing someone telling everyone that what assholes they are when he is a pampered baby who hasn't experienced the brutal nature of life or whatever. I've probably spent more days under the sky, more nights, than you have, fucker. Suffering is part of life, and its obsession with it is overbearing and creepy. Well, whatever. My obsession. Holy shit, somebody mentions it once in a while. Yeah, I have an obsession, and it's overbearing and creepy to sit there and watch people basically cannibalizing cousin animals for gluttony purposes only, convenience, laziness, and I shouldn't say that sucks. That's just too much for you to bear. Yeah, it's just so funny. Oh, come on, he doesn't say, he says no modern livestock could possibly survive in the wild for just this reason. He's actually going to use that idiotic livestock argument, like somehow cows should exist in the first place, especially cows that give like 500 gallons of milk a day. Oh man, we have made progress. Via selective breeding, we've made our livestock far less intelligent and far less capable of suffering. Well, how the fuck do you know that? You have a suffering-o-meter or something you shoved up their ass? Oh, that would be your head. Remember, my comments on marbling aside, that stressed out animals are more likely to get sick and die. Well, that's not even true. Stress, you fucking idiots are like Nietzscheists, but you don't even get the basic truth of it, okay? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, fucktard. Stress is a good thing, okay? Stress keeps you in the fucking game, keeps you fucking strong, keeps you ready, okay? Stress is good. The only time stress kills you is when you're already gonna die anyway. People don't die from stress. They die from the underlying condition where they are so fucking feeble that stress will kill them. Okay? People don't die because, oh, the stress of shoveling snow. No! The stress of doing anything. He was going to die in 2 weeks anyway. God, you people are dumb. Which gives the industry the reason to breed less sensitive animals. I mean, this is just stupid. I mean, incredibly stupid. What they end up breeding is animals that can survive, that are hardy, and that don't need as many medications to survive, and can survive all the fucking things being injected into them and all the fucking horrors that's been imposed on them. But they still gotta cut the fucking beaks off the chickens, motherfucker. No modern livestock could possibly survive in the wild for just this reason. Well, you say they couldn't possibly survive. I think if you put 1,000 of them out there, they will survive. So, fuck you. That's just bullshit. They'll adapt. I mean, modern humans, you could probably go through quite a few before you get to a mating pair that'll make it. But they will. Well, you're just so stupid. You're stupid and you suck. I think it's unanimous. I think all the reasonable people on Earth agree. You suck.